Now, back to more of Behind the Scenes at the Hanover Theater. And your host, Lisa Condon.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I am extremely excited to be here with Raffi, who is coming to the Hanover Theater and Conservatory Saturday, June 1st, 2 performances, one at 1 p.m. and one at 4 p.m. And, of course, the show is appropriate for all ages. And, again, thrilled to have you with us. Raffi, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Now, I am pretty sure that everybody who is listening to us right now knows who you are, but just in case, Raffi is probably, according to the Washington Post, the most popular children's singer in the English-speaking world. Now, that is a serious accomplishment.
Well, being a children's troubadour is a delightful thing because you get to make music in all kinds of different styles that you serve up joyfully as play, and you have an audience who loves to sing these songs and fills the room with love. So how lucky am I to be doing this now in my 5th decade?
It's amazing. I remember singing along to your songs when my daughter, who's now 20, used to go on long car rides with us. Actually, who am I kidding? Every time we got in the car, we would plop one in. So it's a total treasure. How have you seen things change in, you said, your 5th decade? Is that what you said?
Well, I'm often asked if children are different now. You know, they say, what has changed in children and so on. If that's kind of what you mean, well, the thing is, I always answer children's needs are irreducible. Young children's needs are universal and irreducible, and they don't change over time, really. Children have a need, an entitlement, actually, to love, to respect, for respect. Respect has been, by the way, the core value throughout my career. And it's what children need, is to be respected for who they feel they are. That doesn't change. They need, of course, our nurture and nourishment. They need protection, shelter, all of this, universal, irreducible things. What does change, of course, is the world around them. And we now live in the digital era, which is a very different world than, say, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, a child growing up would have had the chance to get to know the rhythms of a slow summer.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
And now that is, shall we say, crowded by the light speed of these digital devices in our midst. So, parents have a harder time today, I think, in many ways with parenting, because they now are parenting in 2 realms, the real and the virtual.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, so these are challenges.
But, one thing that hasn't changed probably is that nothing replaces that live experience of seeing one of your favorite performers live on stage. And I love the fact that we do have people like you, and especially you, coming to the Hanover Theater so that children can really experience that up close, personal, and live.
Well, thank you. It's a joy to sing live, and they certainly enjoy it. I mean, when I say they, I'm talking about the whole family. And the young children turn to their parents, and the parents look down, and gaze over at their children. And the whole thing is just such a shared joy. At the same time, it's important to, for parents to realize that you don't bring a real little baby to the concert necessarily because that baby is able to enjoy the music in the living room. That there are going to be hundreds and possibly thousands of other voices. So that's something to keep in mind. But children who are able to clap and sing along, they find themselves just enthralled with the whole experience, generally speaking, and occasionally a couple of them nod off during their favorite songs, which is just one of those things,
I don't think you should take that personally, that's for sure. That means you
really... I certainly don't.
And I think their parents are probably relieved, let's put it that way. So tell us... Go ahead.
Sorry. May I just say, you mentioned you have a 20-year-old.
I do.
And Is it a daughter? Did she?
I have a daughter who is 20 who has always loved singing and dancing, and
Has she grown up with my music, you might say?
Absolutely.
Well, then I call her a Beluga grad.
Oh,
See?
because of the Baby Beluga game?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, just she grew up with Baby Beluga and all these songs, right?
Yeah.
So I call her a Beluga grad. And there are an estimated 20 to 50 million Beluga grads in Canada and the U.S.
Wow.
And the reason I'm also mentioning it is because in the concert hall now, most of the adults are Beluga grads, which makes for a very interesting, experience, because they're sharing the songs with their young, the songs that they themselves loved as children. So there's, connection going on at 2 or 3 different levels. It's very interesting, and lots of love in the hall. It's beautiful.
That is beautiful. So I'm getting the sense that your show is going to be full of a lot of love. You've said that several times, but can you take us through what our audiences can expect?
Well, yeah, we'll be singing a lot of the favorites, like Banana Phone and Down by the Bay, and of course Baby Beluga. I have many surprises during the show. There's some bad jokes, and there's lots of audience participation. I mean, that's almost from start to finish. But there are also quiet songs here and there. So there are different rhythms, different moods in the show. And by the time we're done, an hour has gone by, and we've wondered where the time has gone, type of thing. It's quite something.
That's beautiful. Well, and I also like that as part of your show, as part of the ticket process, you actually, with every advance purchase of a pair of tickets for the show, it includes a choice of a digital download or CD of Raffi's Dog on the Floor, The Best of Raffi, or Baby Beluga. I think that's wonderful, and it's a great way to connect before the show. I also want to put a plug in that this is a really affordable show for families. The tickets start at $37.50, which for a live performance is really reasonably priced. And of course, the time couldn't be more perfect. A Saturday at either 1 or 4, perfect. Our children should be fairly well rested.
The other thing that's interesting is that proceeds also benefit my foundation. It's called the Raffi Foundation for Child Honoring.
I was seeing that. Tell us a little bit about your foundation. And I know that your motto, Respecting Earth and Child, is at the heart of your foundation. But what does that mean for people?
Well, child honoring is an integrated vision for building our communities and restoring our Earth, our ecosystems. And it came to me in a vision in 1997. It woke me up on a Sunday morning from a sound sleep. And 2 years later, in 1999, I came to write A Covenant for Honoring Children, 3 paragraphs about our commitment, our devotion to the young, our duty to the young. And it begins with a line that was inspired by the U.S. Declaration of Independence. It says, "We find these joys to be self-evident that all children are created whole, endowed with innate intelligence, with dignity and wonder, worthy of respect." So from that covenant, those 3 paragraphs, flow 9 principles for conscious living. Principles like respectful love, diversity, conscious parenting, emotional intelligence, nonviolence, and so on. So around all this, if I may tell you, I'm excited to announce that the Raffi Foundation has just launched the first ever online course in child honoring.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's for parents, it's for educators, policymakers if they like. There's much to learn here. It's an interdisciplinary course. It's multimedia. It includes educator Kristen Weens, with whom I've designed this course. She and I are in dialogue through much of it. There are videos and music and reading materials, and it's we're getting wonderful feedback from educators on this course in the early going.
Oh, that's awesome. What's nice, too, is that it's a great way to extend the experience before the show, during the show, and after with the materials that you've made available. I think that's awesome. So for go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. So people can go to raffifoundation.org, and if you click on Take the Course, you'll find out all about it.
That is really cool. Well, and if people wanted more information about the show when you're coming to the Hanover Theater on, again, that's June 1st, 2 performances at 1 and at 4 p.m. We do have some tickets available. They're on our website, which is the Hanover Theater. We spell theater with an R-E.org. I know that anybody who has a young person in their life who would enjoy coming and seeing you in concert. So I urge everybody to really check it out. And again, you get a choice of a digital download or CD of Raffi's Dog on the Floor, The Best of Raffi, or Baby Beluga. So it's a nice bonus.
It's going to be fun.
It is going to be more than fun. Raffi, thank you so much for taking the time out of what I know is a really busy schedule to talk to us a little bit today about your foundation, about the show, and, of course, about honoring children. I think it's fabulous.
Thank you, Lisa. I enjoyed speaking with you. And as I like to say to my fans, keep shining your light, keep singing, make joy.
You too, Raffi.
Okay,
everybody stay tuned. We'll be back after this quick break on Behind the Scenes with the Hanover Theater here at WCRN AM 830.